Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm just performing surgery here on the bottom cap for my Ariac 3 Carto tank. Being detective after you buy something used is not a whole lot of fun, let me tell you guys. Okay, so real quick word of advice: if you ever get an Ariac 3 Carto tank, they are wonderful, wonderful Carto tanks. They have this this frosted plastic tank. It's threaded. Okay. Most important thing I'm gonna stress is to put an O-ring right there on the Carto itself. How do you load this thing up? You just screw the Carto in there until it seals, okay? And that O-ring seals up any juice from going through the connection, okay? Otherwise, if it leaks, that means your Carto's flooded and it's going through your Carto. Okay, most of us know if we have Carto tanks, you make that hole too big or too many of them. Or for you Dremel fans, if you make the slit in there too big, you're gonna have problems. But it looks like what the person before me did was that they just they didn't know about the O-ring there, and they were getting leaks, and instead of putting the correct O-ring on the Carto, they decided to change the insulator here. So what did that do? That makes the pin height a little bit messed up, and it might actually in turn cause the leak. But with that O-ring in there, I'll be fine. You know, as long as my Carto don't flood, I should be okay. So, O-ring around the base of the Carto where the 510 threads are. Okay, that's all you need. And here's the other end. When you fill this, wherever the hole's at, okay, what you do is you fill it like this, and you start your top cap, which all of a sudden wants to be a bear. It's probably because of that insulator at the bottom. I don't think the Carto's perfectly straight anymore. Okay, get this thing started like that, and then turn it to where the hole, which you can see if you look in the light, where the hole is facing straight up. This way you're only pushing air into the Carto as you're tightening the top cap, and you're not leaking because it's a really good tight fit. Okay, and just tighten that thing down until that O-ring seals, and there you go. You would have a freshly filled Carto tank. Okay, so just a little trick there I thought I'd share with you guys. The whole reason why I'm here right now is that I wanted to do some follow-ups with you guys. In the vaping industry, there's always a lot of broken shit. So alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the AGS Carto tank setup. Okay, this thing here is going to crack if you put acidic juice in there. I put some root beer juice in there from Mountain Baker Vapor, and it caused two cracks. There's one about 1/4 inch right there, and then there's another one at least 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch right next to it. And then all the way around the top here, there's another crack that goes all the way around just below the threads. Okay, so you would think that by now we would have gotten past that and they would use the plastic that doesn't crack, kind of like on the Ariac 3 tank. Okay, so a little bit common sense there, and you know, it's kind of an unforgivable mistake that they did it that way, because of the simple fact that the first run AGAT Genesis tank had a plastic tank and it never broke, no matter what kind of juice you put in there. Okay, so then you go fast forward to, what would it be, 6 months later, they come out with a Carto tank, and the Carto tank has the plastic that does crack. Okay, so where am I going with this? China quality is really hit and miss, basically. Okay, so that's not completely useless yet, but to a point is because it's juice dependent, okay, and who knows when it's going to actually start leaking. This is the XL version, and I don't have the top cap on there because I'm just drying the Carto out so that I can throw it away, basically getting my juice back out of it. Okay, I have one single hole in there, and it's not really too big, so it's not flooding, but it's not, I guess I must have got a bad batch of Cartos. So here is a SmokeTech dual coil Carto. It's a 1.6 ohm dual coil. I'm going to rock it on the groove at 15 watts, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by subpar performance here. Okay, I'm not getting the full taste of my juice. The menthol's really spiking, okay, but it's a menthol tobacco. I'm not tasting any tobacco because I've got it turned up so high so that it can create vapor. Now let me do that one more time for you. Okay, that's something you would expect from a little mini or something. So let's go down to 12 watts just to give you guys a understanding. Pretty much the same, however the taste is going away just a little bit. Now we'll go down to 10 watts, and then I'll go down to 7 and we'll wrap it up. Pretty much the same, all the way from 10 to 15. So let's go down to 7 and see if we have any breakthroughs. Pretty much the same. The only difference is that the flavor just changes a little bit. It gets a little bit less pronounced, okay? But at 7 watts I did taste more of the tobacco. Still mainly just menthol, but you know, this is the way the vaping industry works, right? Everything is not promised tomorrow, basically. Quality is not promised tomorrow. You can get something, and I've heard it 1,000 times. Everybody loves the dual coil Carto. Okay, that's great for you, but what about the longevity? I mean, are you going to buy a 5-pack today and then like it tomorrow, turn around, buy another 5-pack because you did like it, and then it's no good? So there's a big lack of consistency going on, and it's not fun. Okay, I know a lot of people out there work hard for their money. They want to buy something that works and works the same way every time, and it's that unicorn in the vaping industry, unfortunately. Okay. So that is going to be my follow-up on the AGR. Really mixed emotions. It's dependent on the Carto you put inside of it. Okay, it's dependent on the juice that you put inside of it. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to give it thumbs down. I mean, you can't put out a product that has a tank on it that won't crack, and then 6 months later put out a tank that does crack. I mean, it's going backwards on something that's very dependent in your product. Okay, so, you know, for those people that love to thumbs down my video, the one guy it seems to be, sorry if that upsets you, but it is a fact, okay? And it is a fact that I share with my subscribers out of respect and also for my own creed, okay? Alright, so one thing I'm going to say about the groove. I've only charged it 3 times, and I've had it since right around the middle of the Chinese holiday. And it's actually kind of growing on me. I mean, it is a powerhouse. It doesn't actually drain any battery juice as it's sitting, because I've never shut it off the entire time I've had it. Okay, so you know, it's going back to that inconsistency theme, is because they made something that didn't fall over before, and now they made something that does fall over. So I mean, just, you know, it just takes a little bit of thought to realize, hey, the design of this needs to change a little bit. But instead of doing that, they just throw it out there for the public and let them fend for themselves. Give it a lanyard, okay? Give it a stand, a desk stand or something. I mean, here's where mine sits. Mine sits right there in a pencil holder. Okay. I have taken it out of the house one time recently with the iGo and I'm going to show you guys what I learned in silica wicks. If you've been watching my channel for long enough, you know that this is my unicorn vape RBA, because of the fact that everybody loves these silica wick rebuildables, and I just could not figure it out for the life of me. And it wasn't because I was doing the easiest part wrong, which is wrapping the coil around the wick and tightening the screws. I mean, that's so obvious. You know, if you mess up, it's really easy to tell. But it was because I just wasn't getting enough airflow in there. So let me show you guys that. I'm going to turn this thing up to 10 watts just because that's where the sweet spot seems to be. And I am not a pro at this, you know. I just now learned that I can make a setup that is not completely subpar and pisses me off. Okay, so I do have a lot more to learn now, but I'll just show you guys this with the hole drilled to a 1/16 of an inch. So pretty good. It's beating out that dual coil Carto. So I mean, that's not bad. I actually took it out on the town with me yesterday. So and I wasn't upset with it or anything like that. I mean, it did kind of suck. I had to fill it up about 4 different times, but you know, it's much better than taking a dripping atomizer out with you. But anyway, so that's pretty much going to do it. Those are my follow-ups. Maybe a miniature retraction for the groove. Definitely doing the thumbs down for the AGAS or the AGS, whatever it is. Doing a thumbs down for the Smoke-Tech dual coil Carto. This will be my second time in at least a year's time that I have tried the dual coil Carto and didn't like it. I know a lot of people love them, but sorry, but it's just my experience. I mean, I can't change it. One other real quick tip that I want to give you guys: when you're drilling out the holes in these thick, solid metal caps, is that you definitely want to have the third step, which is honestly the most expensive drill bit set that is made, because there is the wood bit set, there is the all-purpose in-between set, and then there is the hard metal high-speed drill bit set. Okay, and those are all hiking up in price. Okay, and I've got like 4 runs out of the 16th drill bit with the expensive drill bits, and with the wood drill bit I would not be able to make one hole without spending an hour with the drill running at high speed. Okay, maybe a little embellishment, but you get the picture. The other one, somewhere in the middle probably. Okay. One thing I would recommend is, if you're going to invest in a high dollar drill bit set, that you bite the bullet and get that sharpener, because what's the point of spending a bunch of extra money on drill bits that you're going to probably end up throwing away after 4 or 5 uses. Okay, so get that drill bit sharpener and you should be good to go for a long time with a good set of drill bits. Thank you for watching.
I don't mind spending